Welcome to the Spunky Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, psychic medium Carrie Muggs. This is where we learn all things spirit, everything from spiritual gifts, awakenings, ghosts, aliens, and starseeds. Nothing is untouchable, but always fun and spunky. I am honored to be on this spiritual journey with you, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Spunky Spirit. I am psychic medium Carrie Muggs, and today we're going to talk about manifesting, the magic of manifesting, because it's the new year and a lot of people get kind of confused about how to manifest or what to manifest. And so we're going to talk about manifestation today and how to create things in your world that you want or you need. So we are all here to create. That's what we do. That's what we like to create things. And so manifesting is like supposed to be second nature to us, but some people have a stronger manifestation gift than others. So we are all here on earth with spirit gifts or gifts that we received. And some of those can be musical, some of those can be sports, some of those can be good with numbers, some of those gifts can be spiritual, like the gift of mediumship or psychic. We all have gifts that can benefit the world or benefit other people. Now, my spiritual gift is mediumship, but that doesn't mean I can't sing. I can't sing, but I can sing if I want to. It just may not sound very good. But if I practiced and practiced and practiced, I may be able to sing pretty good. Maybe not to perform like Taylor Swift or anything like that, but I would maybe be able to at least sing or sing decently. And so that's kind of what spiritual gifts are like. And so anybody can do mediumship. Anybody can practice and practice and practice and create that. Anybody can practice sports, golf, and be good at it or be decent at it. And same with manifesting. Some people can just do it bam like that, and some people have to practice, and I'm one of those people. So I'm going to talk a lot about manifesting magic. Now, anytime you think about like spells or things like that, those are manifesting, or things that you say can create, because we're always creating and we're building that frequency. We're building that frequency with the universe, or we're being in that vortex with the universe. We're being aligned with the universe. So if you put two guitars by each other and you play the chord on one of the guitars, then the vibration of the other chord, the guitar picks up that vibration or that frequency, and it also plays that same chord. And so you have to kind of, with manifesting, you have to think of it as being in line. So the chorus or the music, all of it has to be in alignment. It all has to kind of work out. So manifesting can be easy, or sometimes we can make it hard. But because sometimes we can put things out there and we actually can block them from happening because we're so stressed out about it or we're so worried about it. So today we're going to kind of talk about how to get past that, or get past some of those things. If your gift isn't strong manifestation, we're going to teach you how to be at least halfway decent with it. So manifesting, the thing that is hard is, a long time ago, back in 2006, they came out with this book called The Secret. And everybody was jumping on it, and it was a great concept. And it is so true. But it basically said that you can just like tell the universe what you want and order it, and it should just come to you. That's not entirely true. From what I have found, that's not entirely true for me. So it may be a good idea for people who just know how to manifest, or manifestation is their gift. But for people who aren't gifted manifestors, they have to put in the work. I've never been able to just be like, this is what I want, and it comes. Maybe sometimes, but not all the time. And just know too, you have to practice manifesting. So once we get through this episode, you might want to start practicing little things like, today I'm going to see a feather, and then see if that happens. Manifest that feather to come to you. Or today I'm going to do this, or today I'm going to do that. I want to see these certain things, and you manifest that happening. So now, I always, for people who follow me, all the time, I'll say this story. So if you've heard it, bear with me. Manifesting is, you have to put the work in, which some people are like, but that's not what The Secret says. But that's why sometimes The Secret doesn't work. Sometimes you can't just magically it's hard to explain. Like you can do it, but there's some other steps that go to it that they didn't really talk about in The Secret. Now, let's just say that one day you lost your car keys, okay? You couldn't find them and you said, Spirit, God, ancestors, help me find my car keys. And then you sit on the couch and you just sit there. And it's highly unlikely that the car keys are going to fall straight in your lap, right? It's highly unlikely. And that's what The Secret kind of makes you feel like. It's just going to just fall in your lap. In reality, you have to be in alignment with it. So what you have to do is you have to kind of put in the work. You have to do step by step. So if you got up, if you said, Spirit, please help me find my car keys, and you got up and you started actively looking for the car keys, then Spirit could help you. The universe could help you. They could like put in your ear, find the keys here, go look here. Or they could move the keys to where you're going. So this is kind of the same way with manifestation. You have to kind of put in the work. And to do that, you need to kind of, and it could be small things. It doesn't have to be huge things. So it doesn't have to be like, okay, I want to create this. And then you like work 9 to 5 every day doing it. It can be little tiny things a day. Like the first day you could kind of research what you need to do. Or you could kind of look at other people who have it and see, well, I want that part and I don't want that part. So that's how it doesn't have to be like all at once. A lot of people like to also look at the end result, see how you want. So what does that look like to you? If you want to create $100, what is that going to look like to you? What does and I want you to go backwards. So look at the end result, see how you're going to feel, see what you're going to be doing, see how it's going to look like to you, and then say, okay, what do I need to get there? What do I need to do to get there? Well, I first need to figure out how is it just going to come to me in the mail? I mean, here's the thing that's tricky about manifestation too, is a lot of people say you manifest it and then you let go of the how. And it just, which is kind of true sometimes, because you could be like, I want to create this, and how I'm going to go backwards and make it, I'm going to need to do this, this, and this, and this to make it work. And then you kind of let it go, and then you start doing those things. But then Spirit can be like, well, we're going to do it my way instead. But still, when you created the backward step, you put yourself in alignment with the universe and showed the universe that you're willing to do the work for it. And so the how didn't really matter, because Spirit can be like, okay, they're in alignment with it. They know what they want. They're in alignment with it. They're willing to do the work. And so we're just going to fast track it, and we're going to make it so they don't. So that's why some people say you don't have to worry about the how. Because the universe will bring it to you. But I honestly think that if you work backwards and you figure out the how, and you can, but don't dwell on it. The trick is if you say, okay, I've got to take this step, and this step to get there, then your mind is like, well, this can't happen unless I take these steps. And you're like fully focused on those steps. When sometimes the universe is just like, nope, we're going to do it this way instead. This is what you want. You've shown you're in alignment. You show you're going to do the work. Now we're just going to do it this way. So you have to be open. So I could be like, I want to create this through my business. And then it could actually Spirit, and this is how I want to do it. But then Spirit could be like, oh, you're in alignment. Here it is this way instead. And I have to be open to that way, right? Like we have to be open to the different scenarios to get to there. We can put a plan in place, but that's really just putting us in alignment with the universe, okay? So go backwards, kind of see, okay, this is the end result. This is what I want. These are the steps I have to take to get there. So let's kind of just work on those a little bit at a time. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to work. You just kind of put it out there. And then you'll be in alignment with it. Now, being in alignment with it is when you're ready for it. And ways to be in alignment with it is you have to feel the emotion. So you have to feel what it would be like you have to feel, or kind of, your brain doesn't know the difference, right? So if you see the end result and you say, okay, these are the things that I have to do to get there. While you're seeing the end result, feel what that would feel like for you. Kind of say, okay, I feel, because your brain doesn't know the difference. Your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and what you're imagining. So just be like, I want to feel these emotions. I want to feel happy. I want to feel calm. I want to feel peace. I want to feel and try and feel that with it. So when you feel that emotion of the end result, how is that going to make you feel? And maybe journal about it. Maybe write how it's going to make you feel great, or it's going to make you feel amazing. And you have to believe it. That's the thing too. A lot of people put this out there and they don't believe it. Affirmations will do this to you too. So if you're like doing affirmations like you want to lose 30 pounds, okay? And you stand in front of the mirror and you're like, I weigh 130 pounds. Let's say you weigh 160 and you're trying to lose 30 and you're like standing in front of the mirror saying, I weigh 130 pounds. Your brain knows it's not true. Your brain knows it's not true. So you have to trick your brain and say, I'm in the process of losing or releasing 30 pounds. I'm in the process of weighing 130 pounds. Then your brain believes it a bit more. So if you're, it's okay. You can dream big and you can go ahead and dream as big as you want, but you have to believe that you can achieve it. You have to, because if you don't believe in it, if you don't believe that you can achieve it, then you're kind of contradicting yourself and you're not alignment with it. You're not in alignment with it. So I had to believe that I was going to become a psychic medium that had an office and that helped people. And it didn't happen overnight. It took a long time, like over 10 years. And so you just have to believe, but I just kept working at it, or and I believed in myself. I mean, not all the time. There were times when I had like times when I was like, oh, can I really do this? So you're going to have those moments, but just try and get back in alignment as fast as you can and just read self-help books, do what you can to get into that space again where you feel aligned. And also be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you think it's going to have, or be careful what you want to manifest, because sometimes you think it's going to have a certain outcome and it's not what you always thought it was going to be. And so spirit kind of will tweak it for you if you are open to letting it go. If you are just like straight ahead, this is how it's going to be, this is what I want, then it's kind of hard for spirit to like divinely guide. But if you are like, okay, this is what I want, and spirit's like, okay, but we are going to tweak it here, then be okay with that. Be open, bend like a palm tree. Don't be like an oak be mighty like the oak and stand strong in your convictions, but be willing to bend. Be willing to bend some different ways and be willing to just kind of go with the flow, because sometimes if you fight it, you can fight that manifestation coming towards you. So don't just be able to, because spirit will, as long as you do the work and you set in the alignment, spirit will bring it how it wants, and you have to be able to like be okay with that. Okay. So, and also too, when you do manifest stuff, remember that always say at the end, for the highest of all good, because sometimes we unknowingly will maybe manifest things that aren't the best for us or aren't the highest of all good. Like we may want millions and millions of dollars, but spirit knows that maybe our ego will get the best of us and we wouldn't be great. You know what it's hard. Spirit will give it to us. It's kind of like a child with a cookie. When you're growing up and you're a little kid and you're begging your parents for a cookie, and your mom finally gives in and says, fine, here, have the cookie. And then you've had too many cookies and you get sick. That happened to me with licorice. So you eat so much candy and you just beg and beg and beg, please, mom, please, please. And she's tired and she's overwhelmed and she's like, fine, have another one. And then you get sick. So spirit's kind of like your mom. It's like, you don't have to be like obedient to her, but at the same time, spirit's like, they kind of know what's best for you. Even though you think you know what's best for you, sometimes they'll give in and give you the cookie, and it can be. So always say, for the highest of all good. Always say when you're manifesting something, for the highest of all good, because you want the best. You want ego out of it, and you want it be a blessing for everybody involved, right? And I also want to check in here too and tell you that you can in no way manifest something for somebody else. You can send energy, and you can send prayers, and you can send intention to people, and you can send good or bad to people, but you cannot manifest anything for anybody else. So if you're trying to manifest $1 million for your child, it's not going to happen. You can manifest $1 million for you and give it to your child. But if you're manifesting good things for your children, you can send them good vibes, and you can always love them and send them good intentions, but you cannot manifest anything for anybody. You can't manifest they have a choice. They always have a choice. So just know you can send them white light and protection and good intentions, but you can't manifest for other people. Now, the way that you can do these, some of the ways that you can do this, now that we kind of explained the secret and how you have to have emotion to it, or how you have to see it, or how you have to be in alignment with it, or believe in it, or believe in yourself, or do for the highest of all good. Here's going to be some ways, if you don't feel like you're a super gifted manifester, these are going to be some ways that you can do it. One, you can write it down. And here's some tricks. I write down every morning in my journal the things that I want to manifest, the goals that I have. I am this. I am this. And the way you can do that is at the end of each thing that you write down. So I weigh 130 pounds. You also write the feeling at the end of it that you're going to feel when you get there. Peace, comfort, gratitude. You write the emotion that you're going to feel, happiness. You write that emotion at the end of the sentence. So if you're like saying, I want to lose 30, I'm in the process of losing 30 pounds and I feel elated, or I feel healthy, or I feel good, then you write the emotion at the end and try and feel that. And then if you're a visual person or you're a clairvoyant person, then you can kind of visualize what that looks like, but writing it down is awesome. And you can use the 3-6-9 method. Lots of people do this. They write it 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. And then it just kind of like, it gets to that point, and write the emotion afterwards. So 3-6-9, write it 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. People swear by this, and you can try it too. But I'm telling you to add some emotion to it and believe it. You have to believe it. That's the key. You have to believe that you can do it. Mental, like your mind is key. Now, also you can visualize it. So you can be visualizing, you can do it in meditation, you can do it before you go to sleep. You can visualize yourself at 130 or what the weight that you want to be. And you can visualize yourself there, and you can kind of feel all the emotions of how it's going to feel, how you're going to feel, how much more energy you're going to have. You can imagine yourself playing better with your children. You can do this with, if you want to start a business, you can imagine yourself running the business how you want it. Here's the thing though, you got to be clear. You got to visualize it clearly. You got to visualize what you're going to be doing, what your office is going to look like, what you're going to look like if you lose the weight. What you're going to look like if you're healthy. You have to be clear about what you want, because a lot of times we're not clear. We're just like, I want to make $1 million. And we're not clear what that looks like. Are we going to have a cabin? Are we going to, you have to be clear on what that looks like to you. With $1 million, I'm going to give some to charity. I'm going to put some in my business. I'm going to invest this part. If you're just like general and be like, I want $1 million, it's not going to be as clear. You have to be clear about what you want. So you could be like, I'm going to invest it and I'm going to feel this way when I do that. So be very, very clear on that. And so visualize it. When you visualize it, feel the emotion, maybe play some music in the background. Visualizing is like the best thing. The only thing that I do is I try and visualize it before I go to sleep, and then I end up falling asleep. So that's kind of hard. Vision boards work, but vision boards don't have the emotion behind them. So the only way I suggest a vision board is if you make sure it's in front of you every day, somewhere where you can see it, somewhere where you can look on it, maybe meditate on it, maybe journal about it. So I feel like visual, vision boards need an extra step. They need that extra step. Now, there have been some people that have built vision boards and then they put them away, and 3 years later they come back and stuff on their vision board has come to fruition. But I believe it's because they keep putting it in their mind, or they put it out there, or they put it out there and kind of just know, this is what I'm going to do. And they kind of like let it's in your mind is a beautiful thing, and it can just kind of create those things. So vision boards work. Also to future boxes. I really like these. You can create, this is where you mentally or physically get a box. You mentally picture a box and you picture all of the things that you want, like $1 million going into this box, or you looking the way you want you to be, like healthy, or if you want to lose weight, what you look like going into the box, happiness going into the box, the car you want going into the box, things like that going into the box. And you can visualize all of those things going into the box every day. I still think visualizing you creating it will be a better effect, but future boxes work too if you don't really know how to create that. And when you visualize it, just think of yourself in a theater looking at this big screen, And everything's playing out like a movie, just playing out like a movie, everything how you want your life to be, with the car you want, the house you want, or any of those things that you want to manifest. Then visualize it like you're watching a movie, okay? And journaling is also good. So you journal like you're in the future. Instead of like journaling what you're doing now, you write it as if it's happening now. I went to work today in my office, and this is what I did, and I did this, and I made lots of money doing it. I had this person on my podcast. You journal it like you're living it in the now, like live as it is. I like that one. I don't know if you guys ever watched Wings, and Frasier was a guest star on it, and he said, live like it is. Like, she wanted to be a cello artist, and then she went to, I think, Boston or Chicago and lived like she was a cello artist. And anyways, live as it's, imagine it as it's, journal as it is happening. Like, journal like you're living in that moment now, like what your life is like now. That's always really effective, because you can also feel the emotions when you're doing it. So when you journal like, today, this is what I did. And it all is fiction. It's all in fiction. But remember, your brain doesn't know the difference. And so your brain's like living that out. It's like writing a story, creating a story. And it's so fun because you can be so creative. Like the sky's the limit. I did this today, and then I did this. And it can be totally a story, but your mind is like living it and you're feeling it. So that's my favorite one, is journaling it as if. And next one too is, if you need to seek mentoring for this, like a counseling. I have a counselor who helps me with the fear that I feel going forward and some of the stuff that I need to process from behind. So I go to counseling to help me move forward, to manifest these things. And also too, you can hire a coach. You can hire a coach, a business coach, a life coach. Just check and make sure they have good references, or word of mouth that you would fit with them, and find one that fits with you, and have a mentor that helps you. And or you can find a mentor too that is doing what you want to do, and you can but don't compare. Don't be like, okay, well, don't feel like, oh my gosh, she's doing this or she's doing this, and I'm not going to be able to do that. Just don't compare. Just know that that is something that you maybe want to do with your life. And most of all, this is the key thing, is be grateful. If you are not happy in what you have now, it's hard to just let things go. So if you're not happy, then you're going to try so hard to manifest it that it's going to be painful. It's going to be like you're dependent on it, and then that can stop it from happening. You have to be grateful with what you have now, and you have to be grateful for what you're in now, because if you're not, then it can if you like try and create it and you feel pressure creating it, it can take you out of alignment. It can totally take you out of alignment. So be grateful with what you have. If you can't be grateful for what you have, to tiny things, be grateful for the little things that you have right now, because gratitude is the fastest way to put you on alignment with what's coming or the future, or put you on the highest frequency. So be grateful. Be grateful for what you have in the moment, because I promise you, when I was in jobs that I hated, and I would cry in the shower before I'd go to work, when I finally just decided, okay, I have to find gratitude in this, I finally quit the job, and I went to a very, very, like, I wouldn't say lower job, but one that was not as prestigious. But I was grateful when I didn't have to worry about this other one, and I was grateful, and then I was okay, and then it put me in alignment with getting other jobs that led me to doing what I do now, which is professionally psychic mediumship. So just trust spirit, trust that it's coming. I know sometimes you want it faster than it's coming, but spirit also knows the best. Spirit also knows the highest for your good. So just be grateful. I say so a lot, but just be grateful that you are where you are. Even if it's like, I'm just grateful for the squirrel that I saw in the tree today, or I'm grateful that I woke up or got out of bed. Even if it's things like that, as small as that, just find something to be in gratitude for, and then it'll be easier to be in alignment with what you're manifesting. So Happy New Year's, you guys. I hope this helps you. Manifesting is tricky. It's tricky. I wish it was I mean, some people can just put it out there and say, this is what I order from the universe and that's what they get back. But that hasn't been my case. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. You can't just be like, this is what, and a lot of times people think that they, manifest bad things and then they feel guilty. And that's not what happens. You have to be in alignment. Always check your frequency. Always check your alignment with the universe, because you are a creator. You're here to create. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So practice with small things. Just manifest something small. Manifest losing 5 pounds. Manifest getting an idea or a name for the business. Manifest trying to feel healthier. Manifest $2 coming to you instead of 100. It's all energy, and the universe really doesn't know the difference. It's honestly your mindset and the belief, if you have the belief in it or not. So I hope that helps you guys. I love you so much. If this helped you today, please share it with others, and please leave a review. If you're watching it on Spotify or Apple, please leave a review for me, because the more you review it, the more it can help other people. And that's what I want to do, is impact and inspire others. So if it helped you, please leave a review, share it, do all the things. And I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you next week.